Hey, Carolyn, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing great.
Awesome. So we're talking BoneZone August magazine preview today. We just sent the issue to the printer. The theme was additive manufacturing. There was plenty of topics to talk about. So we're going to get into that today and, share a little bit of the article highlights. Before I do throw it over to you, Dan, though, I just want to remind our viewers to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you'd like to watch more interviews about orthopedic product development. So Dan, like I just mentioned, we just sent the August issue to the printer. The theme for this issue is additive manufacturing. Why don't you share with us just a few of the topics that we covered?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, additive manufacturing is certainly a growing topic in orthopedics, but I still think there's some unknowns. And I think, there's plenty of experts in orthopedic companies that are just trying to figure out how to take the production to the next level. And I think that's some of the topics we covered in this month's issue. One of the articles touches on saving time and money with 3D printed implants. We learned that the front end investment is offset quickly by downstream savings in time and money and market opportunity. So I think that's something orthopedic companies to be aware of. We also learned that companies that are willing to take the risk in AM now set themselves up for future success, and they'll be ahead of the competition, which I think is an important concept to realize. Um, Additive also creates a competitive advantage for orthopedic companies. If they want to expand their portfolio, they can use 3D printing as a critical tool for faster innovation and broader product offerings. And also, one of the articles was touched on a really interesting OMTEC panel discussion. Talked about the importance of using 3D printing to prototype and improve manufacturing, but also just the critical nature of the materials that are used to create the next generation orthopedic devices. We touched on the advantages of bioceramics, tantalum, and resorbable polymers, and some of the experts really provide some excellent insights into what those materials provide. And Carolyn, you wrote about additive manufacturing for In the Zone for this issue based on one of the panel discussions you moderated at OMTEC. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to moderate a panel discussion on really how to use additive to speed your time to market. And it was a discussion between Ignite Orthopedics, Johnson & Johnson, and Paragon Medical. But one of the questions that was asked at the end of the panel discussion it was an engineer who said, I'm really interested in additive manufacturing. I think it's the future of manufacturing for orthopedic devices, but I'm really having a hard time getting some of my engineering colleagues to buy into this since, they're so focused or have really just known subtractive manufacturing in their careers. How do I get other engineers to buy into additive? And so the three pieces of advice that the panel gave were, one, you need to think differently, and additive manufacturing really allows you to design with this new intention as you're really designing things, right, that you can't do with subtractive manufacturing, which we have known for a really long time. Being able to create these lattice structures. The second piece of advice was realizing that AM products, right, they're going to go through the same robust verification and validation activities that any other device is going to go through, no matter however it's manufactured. So, that should take away some of the concern, because any additive product is going to have to, again, meet the same quality standards. And then the third piece of advice was find a contract manufacturer that is maybe knowledgeable about additive, but also knowledgeable about subtractive processes. And they can really provide guidance on how best to manufacture your implants or instruments. But if you find a partner that has all of those capabilities, they can maybe take away some of that uneasiness about getting an additive product to market. So I thought it was, a great conversation with plenty of lessons. Speaking of an OEM success story in additive, you did an interview for the August issue with Max Orthopedics and Orchid Orthopedic Solutions about their collaboration. Can you just share some of the lessons you learned?
Sure. Yeah, it was an excellent example, I think, of how the strategic partners work together to design and commercialize the porous tibial base plate for the Freedom Total Knee System. The two companies fostered a shared commitment and pushed forward to figure out solutions to, the inevitable challenges that rise during projects like that. It was a really cool story that I'm anxious for people to read, and it shows the dynamics between an OEM and a contract manufacturer, and when they're aligned in their goals and communication and belief in the project of what can happen. It was really a fun story to explore.
Great. And, we always love our Ortho Innovator, the back page column or back page Q&A for the print issue. Who did you interview this month?
Yeah, I had a great conversation with Dr. David Kirschman. He's a former spine surgeon, current entrepreneur who is co-founder of Orthomod, a medical device company that is creating the next generation of structural orthopedic biomaterials. He talked a lot about the technology and also had some very interesting thoughts on the market barriers that are preventing innovation in orthopedics. I think it's worth checking out and worth listening to get his insights and opinions on the current state of um, additive manufacturing, materials in orthopedics, and also how to get some of these new innovative products to market, especially from some of the smaller companies that are doing a lot of the great work.
Great. Well, you put together a fantastic issue. I really look forward to sharing it with our readers. And thanks for joining me today, Dan.
Thank you, Carolyn. Always good to see you.
Yeah. And thank you to those who are watching. You can subscribe to the print magazine or check out the digital edition at bonezonepub.com/magazine. And again, subscribe to our YouTube channel for great product development interviews and additional expertise on additive manufacturing. Thank you.